I would tell my younger self to ignore the rules. Take me back to 012. We was caught up in the streets.
Who's gonna answer that one? Should I answer? I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, so for me, this is a good one for me to answer because I feel like as an actress, what drove me to start writing was because of the lack of, I don't know, I felt like the industry, it wasn't as diverse as I would have wanted it to be in the UK. Often you would find that UK actresses or actors would go to America because you feel like parts are being written for people that look like you. I used to get a little bit frustrated, you know, hearing the no's and having like maybe the doors not being as open as you would want it to be. You know, you have to like bust them wide open, you know. So for me, I was like, okay, so I'm going to write something. It was a little bit more accidental that I fell into it. It wasn't that I just always dreamed of writing. For me, acting was always something that I dreamed of. Partly as well, I got pushed into writing because of this production that I was a part of, BAP Productions, and they are called Black Arts Productions. So it's all in the name. And they would put on performances, so stage performances, but it was like culturally things that we would be dealing, things that we would understand, jokes that we would get, you know. And I put on my first production, which was the theme was your eyes are bigger than your belly. So things that like, I guess Afro-Caribbean people will get that kind of saying. I don't know if it's an English saying as well, but we'll get that. Those steps kind of led me to want to create content for Afro-Caribbean, I guess, characters or actors and actresses. But for me, I hadn't seen a show like this. And it was obviously meeting Jade all those years ago. It was not that many years ago. We're still young and fresh. But it was meeting Jade all those years ago. And us like having the banter, and we were like, oh, this should totally be a show, you know? And we don't see British black female leads in shows like this, comedies. Okay, we've had a few comedies where you would have black lead actresses. Maybe it's one main one, or she's a I guess co-lead with somebody, but not two black females being so badly behaved. And for me, it's kind of like, I want to see that. I want to see people like me with my accent, you see it always in America, but I want to see people like me with my accent, with my background, behaving like this, talking in the way that me and my girlfriends or Jade and I, like, you know, we talk like that behind the scenes on the phone, like it's real life. The way we talk it's like the characters in the show, just not as extreme sometimes. So that was it. I was like, why not? Well, let's do it. And like Jade's kind of like somebody that will egg you on a little bit. So she's kind of like, we should do it. Like we should totally. And I'm like, yeah, we should. Here we are. So I guess that answers the question.
Some of the highlights of the show. One of them has to be the art centre scene.
Oh, that was one of the first things that was written.
Yeah, it was one of the first things that was written. So, you know, this show was written 2 years ago. Yeah. So, you know, we were reading that first episode ages ago and not knowing, like you have an idea of how a scene's going to come out, but you don't really see it until you see it. And when we saw it, it was just like, wow, because that was the starting point. And there was so much that happened in between that, but to visualize it, it was amazing. And we had Catherine, who plays my mum. She also jumped in as assistant director that day. And
Catherine,
you know,
is divine.
and
we love you, Catherine.
She was amazing, and there was just so much energy in that room. And I think that's what made it such a highlight of a shoot for me, because you know, we had all these different people that came down and that still kept the same energy throughout. So that scene for me, definitely.
It was the last scene we shot, right?
Definitely, yeah, it was the last scene we shot, and probably one of the first scenes we actually wrote.
Yeah, so.
And then also, I think I would say, Another one of my favourite scenes. There's so many.
I know one of my favourite scenes, but I'm not in it.
That scene.
Tune into episode 4. It's my favourite scene. And when you see episode 4, I'm sure you're gonna know what scene I'm talking about.
I want to cry. So if you watch the scene, don't tell me you've seen the scene. Just don't say anything to me. Matter of fact, don't make eye contact on the street. It's fine. I don't want it.
It was. I mean, if I'm gonna answer that question myself, what was the best? Oh my gosh, there were so many. We cracked up laughing so much. Honestly, the house party episode for me was like, that's episode 5. One of the best episodes.
Frankie in that was
my
amazing.
gosh, I think he called me a donkey. Frankie, you went too hard on that one. You was waiting to call me all those. Snatching caps, snatching wigs straight off the scalp.
Frankie, you didn't come.
You almost snatched my edges, Frankie.
Maybe.
But yeah, for me, episode 5 was amazing.
Yeah.
And then for me also, again, to second what Jade said, the energy. So many people came to support a project that they believed in just off the bat, from what they saw of the script and, you know, communications or relationships between, you know, Jade and myself and them. Maybe they're like, look, I want to come down and help. There were people that came to be extras.
Yeah,
so many people contributed to this. It's like, I'm so grateful. I can't even put it into words. That was probably the best part for me, seeing how much people believed in it. There were people that did things for free. They would usually charge like the moon and stars for. It's something that if you understand how hard it is to put a project out that you put your everything into, and to have someone else believe in it,
huge.
That's a gift from God. You could have all the money in the world and people don't really care about it. For people to dedicate their time to what you are trying to do, like your vision, without them even seeing the flourishing of it. Like, that's faith. They had faith in what we were trying to do. They had faith in the script that I wrote. That's everything to me. I want to say thank you. Thank you.
I would tell my younger self to ignore the rules. Take me back to 012.